Hi everybody, my name is Tom Stewart. Welcome to Line of the Week number 267, Motif Development Using Melodic Rhythms. It's time again to take a rhythm, add notes to it, and then improvise with it over tunes. This form of improvisation is called motif development. The chord progression for this week's line is in B-flat major. It's in a slow tempo. The time signature is 3/4. The motif development tools I'm using in this example are melodic variation, fragmentation, and extension. Melodic variation refers to the same rhythm with different notes. Fragmentation means an identifiable part of a motif. Extension means new material added before or after a motif or motif fragment. Before I get to the line of the week, and so we're all on the same page, here are the chords to the progression. The chords are D minor 7 flat 5, F minor 7, G flat diminished, G minor 7, D minor 7, F7, resolving to B flat major 7. Here are the chord scales I'm using for this week's line. The chord scales are useful because they contain chord tones and agreeable tensions. I use the notes from this chord sound to form shapes on the fretboard. I use notes from these shapes, often resolving non-harmonic tones by half step at or near the point of chord change. You can use any vocabulary you prefer because the focus here is on melodic rhythms and motif development. You could use chord tones, guide tones, chord scales, or a combination. Also, many chords have more than one chord scale choice. The chord scales I'm using for today's chord progression are F melodic minor, E flat major, G flat whole half diminished, B flat pentatonic, B flat major, G flat melodic minor, resolving to F pentatonic. Here's the melodic rhythm I'm using this week. You can try it in your own music with any instrument, any style. Here's the line of the week with Guitar Pro backing to make sure I'm getting the notes and the rhythm accurate. Let's look specifically at the line of the week. In measure 1, circled in red, there's the original motif, meaning the melodic rhythm with notes that fit the harmony. Measure 2 contains a fragment of the original motif. Measure 3 contains another fragment, followed by an extension in measure 4. As an aside, measure 3 going into measure 4 is an example of over-the-bar line phrasing. The definition I use for over-the-bar line phrasing comes from Hal Crook's book, How to Improvise, as follows. Over-the-bar line phrasing occurs when a melodic phrase ends with a sustained note at least one full beat or more before a chord change. The sustained note is then held over the bar line for at least one half of a beat, and usually longer while the chord changes, end of quote. At the end of measure 3, the quarter note is held over the bar line for 3 beats while the chord changes from G flat diminished to G minor 7. Measures 5 and 6 contain a contrasting phrase consisting partly of triplets. Measure 7 consists of a variation of the original motif to end the line. Let me shift gears and ask you to head over to my website, stewartjazz.com, where you will find an instructional video which deals with the fingerstyle shapes I use. All my major, pentatonic, melodic minor, and diminished shapes are included in the video and associated PDF files. The files contain regular notation, tab, left-hand fingering, right-hand fingering, hammer-ons, and pull-offs. The video and files are $10, and your purchase helps to support the channel. So that's all for this week. Take the melodic rhythm and see what you can do with it in your own music. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next week.